Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you want to see more from us, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Good morning. We woke up very early this morning. Once again, every morning we wake up really early to come here to the national park because basically I want to get here before the sun rises, because on the way, the two roads to the two different entrances you can take into the national park, actually there are a lot of pumas. So if you're lucky, you might catch one because they're nocturnal and they are hunting at night. So that's your best chance to see them, is when the sun rises or the sun sets. The roads are very dark. There's no lighting. So I prefer actually to go in the morning, so the sun is rising instead of going home in the complete darkness. But that's just a personal choice for me. But a tip, if you want to see pumas, you can just drive early in the morning. And we just entered the park at 8 a.m. They just opened, so it was perfect timing to arrive. And today we entered through a different port of entry because we're going a different way. The national park itself is very big, and today we are going to the big glacier inside the national park. It's called the Grey Glacier, and it's really big and beautiful. And we're going to do two different hikes that you can do there. You can drive up to a viewpoint with your car, then you have to hike a little bit, about an hour to get to the viewpoint, and then an hour back, and then the same for the other viewpoint in the other direction. It's a little bit higher. So we will take you along and we're going to explore this area and enjoy this beautiful glacier. We just drove past the beautiful hotel that we saw from the water. It's on the way to the Grey Lake and the Grey Glacier. It's actually called the Grey Hotel, and makes sense. So we stopped there to just check it out, see if it was open, and it was in fact open. I spoke with the receptionist and she told me it's one of two hotels here in the national park that are open, and they were actually operating a restaurant. It wasn't at full capacity like they usually have as far as meals go. They had some snacks, some sandwiches, and they did have a bar, and they said the bar was fully open, so you could purchase alcohol, you could purchase coffee, anything like that. So that was kind of cool. Also inside there was a nice little upscale like a store where you could buy different things that were kind of souvenir stuff, you know, jackets, hats. Talked about being in Torres Del Paine, what is it? Paine, talking about being in Torres Del Paine, and I thought it was really nice because also from there is where you take the boat. The boat costs 80,000 Chilean pesos, which is about $110 per person. It's a 3-hour trip, and the boat takes you from that hotel at the beginning of the Grey Lake all the way to the Grey Glacier. Spend some time very close to the Grey Glacier, as close as you can get, and then it comes back. The total trip is 3 hours, and again $110 $10 per person, or 80,000 Chilean pesos, and it only leaves like 3 times a day, every day, around 8:30, 10 or 11:30 she said, I think, and 2:30, and they have to have at least 25 people to go, or else they won't actually go out on the boat at that time. So just a couple little fun facts of things I found out here in the national park today. So far we are driving on our way to the Glacier Grey, the big glacier here in the national park, and it is really beautiful. The drive here, as every single route is here, or route. So I am very impressed. There are a lot of very big mountains, and they are snow-capped, so there's a lot of snow on top of the mountains. Actually running probably about halfway down. I'm looking at them right now, and it's interesting because we came just last week, a few times last week, I think it was 3 times now, and we didn't see this much snow. So it is the beginning of March in 2021, and there is a transition time now, or transition period, where we are still in summer but we are going into autumn or fall. And you can definitely tell because the color of the trees are changing. There's some brown, oranges, yellow colors I've seen. It's really pretty, but you still have that mix of green from the summer. And when I see these snow-capped mountains, or these huge mountains, beautiful with snow running down them, even the difference from last week to today, a lot more snow, makes me feel like we're really starting to change seasons. And it's interesting to be here in the middle of all that and witness that. Is especially interesting for me because in Florida we don't really have change of seasons. We have just one season. It's summer all year long, pretty much all my life living in summer. And when I travel too, I usually tend to travel in summer because I like sunny days and I like to be outside and take advantage of the heat. But this type of weather and the changing season is definitely growing on me, and I'm starting to enjoy the cold a lot more. It's easy to do when you have a really beautiful view and a beautiful place like we do here. We just arrived here in the Lago Grey area. This is where there is the mirador and the walking point, viewpoint of the Lago Grey or Grey Lake. And also you can see the very large Grey Glacier is the name. You can see it here from this viewpoint as well. And there are going to be some glaciers, small pieces of ice in the lake. So pretty cool. It's a little chilly. It's still early. It's about 9 a.m. The sun just started coming out. It was raining up until now. So on our 2-hour drive here from Puerto Natales as well. And I think because of the rain, it has made the air a little cooler. Definitely doesn't feel like summer anymore today. And that's pretty crazy how in 1 week ago it was warm, still a little bit cold. It is Patagonia, end of the world, the very bottom of South America, but it definitely feels like the season is changing. I don't know if that's just because of the rain or it actually is getting colder. Probably a little bit of both, but we are going to do this short hike and then we are going to check out some other things in the area. There is a hotel here. Most of the hotels in the park are closed because of COVID, but there is a boat that you can take across the Grey Lake and all the way up to the Grey Glacier. The boat actually takes you as close as it can get safely to the Grey Glacier, so you can get close to that, and we're gonna check that out, see what that's all about, and I will report back with what information that we find. They also have bathrooms in this area, so you can find bathrooms not usually on the actual tracks themselves, but at these little rest stops, I like to call them. It's usually where they have the different guard gates or little cafes and restaurants. So you can use the bathroom inside the national park as well. Okay, so when it is not COVID times or before COVID times, they have a little coffee shop, a store, a supermarket that is usually all open. As you can see, if we look inside right now, it is basically cleared out. Nothing in there. Actually looks like it's under construction. So it's empty. There's the guard house where the guards live. They use solar panels. I'm sure if you can see it right there. Because out here, no electricity, no signal, no Wi-Fi. They use walkie-talkies to communicate. Usually the bathrooms here are also open, but they are not. But not to worry because they do have the bathrooms over there open that we just used. They have maps all over the park and some information. Oh, look, here's the menu of what they usually are selling. But doesn't really do us any good now because not a lot going on. I think this here is the Grey Lake navigation schedules. I think this is for the boat. How many people, how much it costs. Tarifas is the same as fees or the price. In Spanish, it's tarifas. So, anyways, lots of information. Well, basically, it is completely empty. We're gonna be the only ones on this trek today, which I'm not mad at it, but let's go check it out.
Let's go.
So they have this zone of recuperation. This is where they are recuperating or growing new trees. They did have a big fire here in the national park caused by humans. 99.9% of fires caused in the national parks are from humans. They don't have natural fires here in this area of Patagonia. Fun fact. But that's why they strongly advise, like, it's actually illegal to create a fire or burn something here in the park or smoke cigarettes, anything like that, because if the fire gets spread in the national park because of wind or for whatever reason, you know, trees catch on fire and it just spreads very fast. A wildfire, they call it. That could destroy the ecosystem, the animals' homes, all the flora and fauna, the trees, just everything. It would be destroyed, the national park. So they definitely try to avoid that, right?
Yeah.
No smoking. No lighting cigarettes.
No grilling.
No grilling. Nothing with fire. So there we go on the trail. There's one of those signs to remind you, no smoking. Oh, it's raining a little bit again. Have some rain on the lens. Here. It started raining, wasn't the best weather, but it was okay, but it was very windy and therefore very cold. We decided to go back into the car, warm up, have a little snack, something to eat, and we tried again round 2 because we talked to the ranger. There is a ranger station here at the Great Lake, and they told us a different route that we could take to be able to see the glacier more clearly and get a little closer. And literally you're walking on like this body of sand across the Great Lake. So we are going to do that. We're on our way now, in process as we speak, and it'll be round 2 to see if we can see something a little better. I also see other people doing it, so we know we're on the right path. This time because I brought my gloves, which I didn't have before. I have this nice little scarf warm thing. These two things alone make such a big difference. I'm much warmer because this spot here is very windy, and I guess it's known for being windy, and I knew that. I just wasn't prepared because I'm not like a winter person, so I'm learning as I go. Okay, so to the left over there, there's the icebergs. in the lake. You can kind of see them light blue, the bottom left-hand corner, right underneath the big mountain, biggest one. Very pretty, some clouds passing over quickly. And right now we are walking on that medium sandy rocky area right in the middle where the lake is separated to get a good, better view of the glacier. We're gonna walk right into the rain. So there's these two little boats that we found on the Grey Lake. They don't look like, from what I saw in the pictures, the boat that you would take up to the glacier. These ones are a lot smaller. The one that I saw that is the main one, I think, that brings you to the glacier is a lot bigger than this. But it's interesting to find these, and this looks like the boat dock over here. Pretty simple. As you can see, the Patagonia weather changes at any moment, and we were having a nice day, enjoying walking, taking pictures. Sun came out a little bit, still windy, but then all of a sudden pouring rain. So this is fun. Now we have to walk all the way back in that. Welcome to Patagonia. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up like button down below. And thanks so much for doing that in advance. Also, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave those down below in the comment section. If you have any suggestions for future videos that you'd like to see, leave those as well in a comment down below. I'll get to those as soon as I can. Don't forget to share this video on social media with friends.